Hello there, everybody who is here. How's it going? Uh, that says hello, but my cursive is bad. Yeah, how's everybody doing? We're gonna be drawing some stuff today, per your requests. Actually, let me see here. I'm gonna go ahead and move this down. Okay, I'll try to keep it visible. Hello, Federation, ASJW. Um, let's see here. Who else is here? Safim, hello. J Mapping and Animations, hello there. Glad to see y'all here. Let's see here. I have some music. Live streams. We'll see if I can get away with this. Let me know if this is too loud. But this should be okay to listen to some video game soundtracks. Fingers crossed. But let's see here. What should we draw today? I'll probably erase all of this, but can have fun. Actually, I'm gonna add a new layer. Draw Nepal and Ohio. Okay. Nepal and Ohio. It's easiest to start with the shapes, I suppose. How about the basics? Scotland ball. Let's do Nepal and Ohio first. Not necessarily basic, but, you know. Nepal and Ohio are both weird flags, in that they are not quadrilateral. I personally, you know, some people will also be like, oh, Switzerland is a square or whatever. Like, I don't really care. There's a lot of different aspect ratios of flags. You know, squares are rectangular. It's just not all rectangles are squares. Now, the thing about the Ohio flag, and, like, I'm just going to do this for reference here. In my video, which, if you haven't seen it, pretty in-depth video about the history of Ohio, I always draw Ohio like this. In actuality, the Ohio flag is more like this. Okay. It tapers off. Okay. This is a lot easier to, not necessarily easier to draw, but this just looks bad. It looks like you didn't draw it correctly, when in fact you probably did. So yeah. Okay. Gatenerd, you look like the thumbnail, they took your glasses. Yes. I drew the thumbnail myself. I don't like drawing with glasses. So sometimes I don't. So let's get Ohio in here. Also, Ohio is a little bit, I don't know. Balls, I've drawn a lot more balls than I have, I don't know, what do you call it? There's a word for the type of flag Ohio is. A pennant? I don't think it's a pennant. I think pennants are longer. Hello, what is this? Hello, we are drawing some Countryball stuff. A good tip for you, if you're not familiar with drawing Countryballs, is draw eyes in a different color. It really just makes things a lot easier because, well, I'll show you here in a second after I draw both of them. It's not gonna work with Nepal, but you see how it overlaps? If you make the eye outline black, it's just gonna make it a pain to fill in with white because you're gonna have to go and erase some stuff. That's just a tip for you. Okay, so now I need to get the Ohio flag. One of the best things, Nepal and Ohio kiss win. I don't know how to draw that even. Ohio, it's called the Ohio Burgee, but I don't think that's the type of flag that it is. Okay. Now, it's also easiest when drawing Ohio's flag to start from the middle one and make it about as wide as you want, and then just fill in the other ones. If you start from the outside, you're going to end up making the red middle stripe too thin. Just a tip for you. I've drawn the Ohio flag many times now. I have some thoughts on it. I think it's a fine flag. It's one of the state flags that they shouldn't change. There's maybe like 15 state flags that they shouldn't change. And it's one of them. Thank you. You used the circle in Ohio's flag as an eye. I mean, that's one way to do it. That looks like a flounder, in my opinion. And I'm gonna do the colors for the flag of Nepal next. I get my colors, generally speaking, off of Wikipedia. Sometimes they're not available, but like for really old flags. But for the most part, you can get the flag colors off Wikipedia. How am I gonna do this? We'll just fill it in like this. Nepal's flag has a blue outline. I like flags with outlines, but I can't think of that many, to be honest. There's Nepal and Sri Lanka. But other than that, can't recall many. Or any. Wyoming, I believe. Anybody else know any? Nice. Why is Nepal so angry? I don't know. I like Nepal being angry because I don't think of it as a very angry country. But their flag looks kind of aggressive. Okay. Nepal's flag shapes are very cool. I do like them, but they are not that fun to draw. So don't be too upset that this is not the best thing that you've ever seen. That's fine. And let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Okay. So now I can fill in all these shapes, which is always a fun part. And we'll go ahead and fix some of these. I wanted to get the colors done first, so now we can go back to Ohio and finish that up. Finally, someone understands. Human meat tastes like pork. It is often called long pork by cannibals because it tastes so much like pork. Actually, I just had a thought. I wonder if there's any sort of correlation between the range of wild pigs and the frequency of cannibalism. Because there's cannibalism in, like, Papua New Guinea and other islands in Southeast Asia, and there are pigs there. There's not so much cannibalism in sort of Native American tribes in North America. No pigs. I think that there was in Central America, and I think that there were pigs there. So I wonder if there's a connection there. I don't know. But there are pigs in Europe, and I don't think that there was much cannibalism in Europe. There was some, but not a ton. Food for thought. Let's see here. Butcher Vanity plus Papua New Guinea. Homo sapiens tastes good. And then we gotta do the teeth. Okay. I think some people in Countryballs call these like RAWRs, RARs. The Countryballs with teeth. I suppose that's as good a thing as anything to call them, because I don't call them anything. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up some of these edges just to make it look a little bit nicer. And you know how that looks. Whoever's here. Yes, country RARs are canon in the community. Yeah. Don't know where that comes from, but yeah. How salty would your balsona taste if theoretically took a bite? I mean, it's the earth, so 70% covered by salt water. So, I suppose slightly less salty than seawater. Just to balance out with the fresh water. Although there's no ice caps. Look at my head. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't look good. That's too spiky. I also need to fix that. Okay. What, pray tell, would y'all like to draw next? And I'm gonna go ahead and show the entire canvas, just because I don't want to have to worry about what is covering what. And yeah, there we go. And also, the VTuber model, thank you very much to Alpaca, who's not here, for fixing that. I was having issues with it. Is Dutch East India's Company allowed on the subreddit? No. 1933 version. Is that when they adopted the Nazi flag? I'm not gonna draw that. I don't think there's any need. Yeah. Okay. Also, I'm going to add some shadows to this. Let me just go ahead and do that real quick. I like drawing shadows. Shadows are a very easy way to make your art look just like significantly better. As a pro tip, it is not the most important thing, but honestly it serves as like a easy way to boost the quality. And all you need to do is have a layer dedicated to it. Draw the earth then. Hypothetically, if you were president of Zambia, how many pineapples and bread loaves from Italy would be exported to Point Nemo? None. Yes. Thank you, European Union. Scotland forever. Yeah, let's draw Scotland. What could be fun? I know what to draw with Scotland. We'll see if it turns out good, but I know what to draw. I think this will be funny. Always remember, change your pen color. So that you don't have to worry about covering up stuff. Okay, flag of Scotland. And I know how to draw the flag of Scotland, by the way. It's just I need the specific color of the flag of Scotland. That's why I Googled these flags. Okay? I don't know all the flags, but I know the easy ones. Okay. Scotland with one of those girly unicorn hats. The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland, specifically a unicorn in chains. Let's see here. That'll be better. Let's get a... And... it's red. And... a lighter color. I have like way too high of a threshold set. Okay. And I need like a little bit of a darker. And maybe there. And we'll get some knots. And Okay. So that doesn't look great, but maybe just a couple. Yeah, that'll help. And I know that these things they're usually like sawn clean, but you know, it doesn't look very much like a log until sometimes it's real hard to get. Okay. And let's go back to shadow layer. Actually, that's really funny. Never thought about that. Calling it the shadow layer. And get a little bit more shadow in here. Sorry, I'm like focused. I'm not reading the chat. But there we go. Scott, if you didn't know, in the Scottish Highland games, they have a log throw. It's pretty cool. But yeah. Is that a fried Mars bar? No, it's supposed to be a log. Yeah, Scottish Highland games are fun. Sometimes if you go to a Renaissance festival, they'll be having like some sort of Highland games competition. They have them outside of Renaissance festivals, but a lot of times they'll just like schedule one there because it is a legitimate competitive sport. But it is kind of Renaissance-y, if that makes sense. Yeah. Let me see. How are we liking the music? Can you hear? Oh. Yeah. Sorry. Good call on the VTuber model. I froze it. Okay. Should I say your rant about the community where they confused Rectangle as the Second Reich? I mean, I don't think you need to go on a rant. For those who don't know, the Rectangle, which is a common character in Poland Ball, represents the hypothetical Fourth Reich, although it uses the same flag as the Second Reich, or Germany, like during the First World War. So, yeah, that's why. What else would we like to draw? How about that? If anybody wants like a profile picture, or, you know, wants to know how to draw a specific flag, as long as it's not too complicated, I'm happy. Tarctica. Do you mean Antarctica? Or is Tarctica a thing I'm not aware of? Antarctica, I assume. We can draw Antarctica. Okay, what would you like Antarctica to do? Any thoughts or dealer's choice? Anything like that? Also, I'm gonna go ahead and ping the Discord. Yeah, I just pinged the Discord. Sorry about that. Any preference on what Antarctica should be doing? The Gatenerd have Antarctica as hat, please. That's interesting. Okay, we'll see how this looks. I don't know how well it's gonna look, but we can try. And I've broken... I've broken my GIMP, which sounds very funny, actually. Oh, gosh, dang it. Okay. So, let's see here. Yeah, sorry, I did start a while ago. Hello, Marble. I did not ping the Discord. I didn't think to until just now. Okay, so let's see here. Now that we've got that, for real. Okay, now let me look up the Antarctica flag. Let's see here. Oh, geez. Okay, you know what? This is gonna be, it's gonna be weird. Actually, I'm gonna need to fill those in. Okay. So, we're drawing Antarctica here. You discovered comedians and clowns are descendants to jesters, those court jesters who entertained the king in medieval ages. I mean, kind of. Not really, because back then they also had comedians that entertained the masses. Like, if you went to a pub, they would have people, like, doing tricks like a jester would. It wasn't necessarily for royals. And since comedians are more of like a, I don't know, it's not like an elite thing anymore. I'd say that it's a mix, I suppose, but not directly descended from court jesters, because, yeah. Let's see here. Antarctica is kind of... Let's see here. It is not easy. That looks very dumb. That looks very dumb too. If you look at like Shakespeare was very much like for common folk, but the queen would go. Oh, that looks like what I wanted. Okay. Let's see here. Gonna need some eyes. Squish Arctica. Antarctica is of Silly Ball. Yes. So I'm drawing this as a hat, and so we're gonna see how this works out. because I draw country balls. I don't draw. What don't I draw? I don't draw humans. So like having to draw a ski mask is not the simplest thing in the world for me. Okay. Now then, I'm gonna need some like light blue, and it's, well, I need to finish this out first. Okay, now here's the fun part. At some point I'll figure out how to show the color picker, because I'm doing like some color shenanigans here. Okay, so I need an opacity of like 50%. Oh. I'm gonna have to do this separately. Okay. Sorry, having to do some color shenanigans here. And also, okay, so let's see how well this goes. That looks about right. There we go. That looks pretty good. Oh, actually, I'm a little bit stupid. I forgot why I put this on a separate layer. And that was so that I didn't have to use opacity. Okay, so I actually need to copy that. Anchor. Okay. And there we go. So let's see here. Hey, Frog Lord. Let's see. Man, I remember you used to make country humans, and you regret making those. You're in your edgy era of 2020 to 2022. Oh, hey, Frog Lord. How's it going? Seeing them with their stereotypes. The Baltics? I can draw the Baltics here in a bit. Okay, so I need to draw Antarctica, and I'm gonna have to pull this up real quick. So it's kind of like a I wish this would just let me. Oh my god. What a pain. Okay. So, freehanding something like Antarctica is not the easiest, but I did cover most of it up with eyes. So, that is okay. And we'll just throw on a few islands here. And this one down here too. Now then, let's put the goggles on. I need to draw Need to draw a shadow real quick. As always, it's not that hard. If you use my patented shadow tricks. And it is not ideal. Actually. It might have been a little stupid. Never mind, forget my patented shadow tricks. They do not work. Okay. Goggles, go away. Okay. Nope. There's a hole. Finding a hole is not fun. Okay. Ah, it's right here. Okay. Go back here. Go ahead and put this shadow a little bit lower. And let me see here. Need to go back. What's this gonna look like? A little bit. I don't know. Okay, now I'm gonna fill this in. This is actually not lenses. And need a strap. Which is probably just gonna be gray. Why is, oh, okay. And we'll call that good. The strap looks best when there's a little bit of overlap. I think it goes over the ball a little bit. Okay. And here it's gonna go like this. And you gotta actually need to draw here. I think that works. Yep. And then go ahead and draw a little bit of shadow here. Bum, ba, ba, bum. Can y'all hear the music? Yep, nice. Baba Is You. I never played that game. And nope, draw. And shadow. There we go. So let's see here. Need to do, yeah, new from visible. File, create from clipboard. And we are going to file X as Antarctica. Nope, gotta cancel that. Okay. You can hear Gusty Garden, nice. Talent making Antarctica, yeah. Big fan of Mario Galaxy. Especially the soundtrack. The game was pretty good. It's my favorite Mario game? Yeah, it's my favorite Mario game. Okay, now then. This hat is not going to work very well because it's not going to rotate. But we can nonetheless try. Okay, there you go. Now I have an Antarctica hat. I think that looks pretty cute. Yeah. It was a good idea. Whoever came up with that. That was a good idea. Very cute. Anybody else who has ideas to go on to the, what do you call it? The display? Let me know. We can do more of those. And that's why it was squished, because it's a hat. You know? Gotta love a hat. Baltics. Yeah, let's do the Baltics. And why? Interesting. Let's see here. Antarctica would be not very salty. A good chunk of the world's fresh water is tied up in Antarctica. And why is... Oh, that's what the opacity is not right. Okay. Hypothetically, yes. 12. No, that's too big. 8. That's too big. 6. Reset that. 6 is going to be good. Let's go ahead. What do we do with the Baltics? I don't know stereotypes about the Baltics other than like Latvia potatoes. Antarctica would be it would just be like fresh water basically. Lithuania basketball. Okay, that gives me an idea. Let me see here. I'm gonna need a new layer. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of... Okay, I'm gonna have to... Also, my GIMP is just messed up. New layer group. Why? Why is that? Okay, well... Just have to undo all of that. And... Okay. So, who'd you say basketball is Estonia? Estonia made Skype. Hypothetically, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia had. Somebody said Lithuania basketball. Somebody famous from there plays basketball? I don't really follow basketball, to be honest. I know that there's, like, Jokic, but I thought he was, like, Serbian or something. No idea animation is from. Is it no idea animation, or you're saying you have no idea animation is from Lithuania? Because I'm not familiar. Probably traditional sport in Lithuania, or one of them I heard. I'm not from Lithuania nor Lithuania, but I like Lithuania just cause. Cool. Keep the hat on for every other stream. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not familiar. I don't... It sounds rude, but I don't really watch other Countryball creators. I don't mean that to be rude at all. There's a lot of stuff that is good that I don't watch, including like sports. Like, I don't know. I don't watch videos about my day job either. So let's see here. backboards, outline is good gray. And then it's usually like light-ish blue-ish, maybe. What's a good color? That's probably, nope. That's probably okay. And now get a rim. And that seems good. We'll do a net, because why not? Draw that. Actually, need to draw this here. I think nets are actually usually white, which looks better. This, and then maybe some of these. That looks basketball netty. Okay. And we'll just have, okay, why does that keep happening? Okay, cap all Gatenerd. Silly Antarctica. Yeah. Okie dokie. And I'm just gonna put in, like, I don't know, base rail or something. Oh, nice. Just call it nice. And no. Okay. Now I need like 6. And this. That'll work fine actually, because I don't need that bit filled in. Come on, just let me grab that color. And look right. Okay. Now I need the flags. Did we say Lithuania was the one that was good at basketball? I literally can't remember for the life of me. Lithuania, yeah. And that's an easy one. Love the Baltics. Nice, easy flag. And go ahead and do green. Then red. And we'll do the Estonian flag because it's better than the Latvian flag. No offense to any Latvians in the chat. And let's make it dark. go. And let's do some shadow shenanigans. Up, 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 up. Okay, and what else do we need here? Something like this. Nope, it's not gonna work. And go ahead and set 5 here. And let's see. How are we liking that? This is cartoonish. Thank you. Need some, I don't know, red, something or another. Basketball goals usually look like, I don't know, like this. Ish. Okay. Marshall Islands. And sorry that it doesn't look that great, but go ahead and draw. Why is this not working? Okay. Let's pick a different color. And let's go ahead and do this. And I'll go ahead and take this color. Actually, the court shouldn't go that far behind. And we'll just go ahead and take that color again. Select, invert. And we'll go ahead and make sure that Lithuania is getting a 3-pointer here. Why not? And the color's a little bit off on the floor. How about that? Imagine a little Greenland on top of Antarctica. True. So that's my attempt at drawing something basketball related. Let's see. Why is nothing working? There we go. Go ahead and draw. Gotta get the other Baltic in here. Let's see here. Latvia flag. Ba, 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 ba. Latvia flag is pretty easy. Yeah, just get a little shadow in there. Just for funsies. Okay, there's the full. There's the full scene. There you go. Antarctica ruins by raiding the basketball field with a tank. I don't know. If you've seen Antarctic like vehicles are pretty cool. Love Saul Goodman in the Defense of the Imperial System video. Hey, thank you, Generally Stoked. I appreciate that. Marshall Islands. Basketballism. Yeah. So hopefully that turned out okay. I'll share all of these in the chat, by the way. When we're done. I'll share them on the Discord. Let's see. Karl Marx. Marx? Where? I know he's German, but I think Marx was born in a German city-state before Germany unified. Oh, he was born in Prussia. Yeah, that makes sense. Prussia was still around back then. I don't want to draw the Prussian flag. I have it drawn somewhere. Gatenerd got big confused when Marx was mentioned. I didn't get confused. I was trying to remember what flag he would be represented by. It would be the Prussian flag, which is a big bird. I want to draw it. Let me see. Four is fixing. I'm going to draw the flag of two Sicilies. That sounds familiar in that it was very complicated. Yeah, no, I don't want to draw that. Jeez, that's a bad flag. Let me pull up an image of it that I can share, because I'm not drawing that. There's not very many high quality versions. We'll do this one. Create clipboard. Okay. So this is a very bad version, or like bad quality, but it's like, look, that's a mess. Got a crown, which is immediately I hate. The crown is the worst part of the Spanish flag, and this looks like it's got. This looks like Spain. This looks like Catalonia. This looks like Portugal, France. Is it just a mix match of a bunch of European coat of arms? Slovenia with a bee plushie. I don't know if I could draw a bee plushie. I'm gonna go ahead and draw another layer here. Gonna change the background color as well. Let's go with like not pink. Oh, like a minty green. Okay. I can draw. What do you say with a bee? Slovenia with a bee plushie. I don't know how I would draw a plushie, to be honest. but we can start off with Slovenia. Interesting. It needs to be a little bit flatter. That'll do. Okay. Oh, hello, May the Emu. Oval with stripes and two antines, or whatever they're called. Oh, no, I know how to draw a bee. I don't know how to make it look like a plushie specifically. Go ahead and... Need to erase this. Probably have to redraw it. That'll do. Okay. Big fuzz for the buzz. Bees are usually a little chunkier. Interesting. It's gonna need to be... It's gonna need to be a little bit... I'm gonna do that. That doesn't look too bad. And we'll just go ahead and draw some feet. And I'm gonna have tiny little feet. Okay, let's get a color of yellow here. Interesting. A little bit goldenish. It seems okay. Let's go back here. Canadian honeybee. We'll see how far I can go with this. And we'll go ahead and dark. Okay. I think we're gonna need to do something different with the eyes here. Let's go ahead and little cross-eyed, but that's okay. Are their antennas like that, or are they more like that? More like that, I guess. And okay. Nope, that's not the right color. Yeah, I'm gonna do that everywhere. And actually, gosh dang it. We're gonna do a little bit of light too, and we're gonna mix and match because we don't want it to all be. I don't want it to all be dark or light on top. I want it to be a mix. We'll see. We'll see if this turns out okay. This should imitate fuzziness a little bit. And also, I want to get a little bit darker here. Just on the outside here. This should make it look a little bit better. Same down here, except we want the legs to stand out. And get that as well. Okay, let's go a little bit lighter here. Is it just pure black? Looks a little bit better. And what country is this supposed to be? Slovenia. Easy flag to draw. Easy enough. It's only like 2 colors. If I ever say a flag is 2 colors, it's because I'm not counting white. Okay. Just as a heads up. Talking about how many colors it takes for me to be able to draw it. Okay. Oh, good. I covered up most of it. Very funny. I actually go a little bit bigger than it is on the actual flag, just so that you can tell what it's got, what it is. And color that in. And a bit of white here. Go ahead and do that. Oh, it does have 3 colors. Silly me. But not much of a 3rd color. Purely A little bit of yellow. Do I draw this correctly or do I draw it lazy? I'll draw it correctly. For drawing, you need 5-pointed star to 6-pointed star, but they're not that bad. Unless I'm drawing it really badly. Okay, let's see here. Gate the bee's wings. Oh, that's why it looks so weird, doesn't it? That would track. How many wings does bee have? Like 6. No, 4, sorry. Good call. Good call on the wings. I was thinking this thing looked a little bit weird. That didn't look right. I'm gonna make this look more right. I guess going off like this. And like this. Okay, that looks better. How about that? 4 indeedy. And we do a little bit of shadowing. Just for funsies. Also, a fun trick to do a shadow. Bam. Never worry about the outlines. Unless you want to, or it's more complicated. Shadow shouldn't be too precise. That would work. When you were small, you were scared of a mascot Kronj had, the Kronjika Sivka, which was a big SB. Okay. So there's Slovenia with a little plush bee. Not perfect. But let's see here. Need to make this guy a little bit fuzzier. How does that look? The heads are black. Are they? That let's just go ahead and give him a little bit of a. No, I like the I like the yellow, sorry. You can go ahead and do like a comby thing though. A little bit of a triangle there. Black doesn't stand out very well. I think you're right though, they are black. Also, they don't have pupils. They got more like a bunch of smaller eyes inside of a big eye. I don't know how that works. Or what you would call that. But there's a little bee. Let's go ahead and do... Bump, bump. That helps a little bit, I guess. They have 6 eyes or 8. Maybe like 6. I think 6 is like an insect thing. Okay. Anybody else got something to draw? I'll do one more. Then I think I'll have to end the live stream because I have to be somewhere at 2:30. So, can you draw a Queen Blister from Wings of Fire? Probably not. I'm limited in my drawing ability. Yeah, that's outside of my ability, I think. Far outside of it. Draw yourself. I got the VTuber model. that's for me. And I can't draw people. So I can't draw my human form. This isn't even my final form. Okay, draw your son. My son is my cat. And I also can't really draw cats. Yeah. That bee's kind of cute, actually. Fun fact, female bees will kick out male bees, aka drones, before winter. That's neat. Remember researching. I think I've heard that too, because like during the winter they don't really go out, so the amount of food that they've stored is as much food as they get, and they're not going to be, the queen's not going to be laying any eggs, so there's no need for the males, and they would just be consuming food without providing any use to the hive, because all they do is mate. Draw the UN or something. The UN. I could draw the UN. If anybody has like a specific idea of something, of a country doing something, that would be easiest. To start doing. But if nobody else has any ideas, then I can draw the United Nations doing something. Just give it a little bit of a think as to doing what. Even using a pan to hit America. Serbia playing the accordion. Accordion. Let's see here. Oh no, don't worry about grammar. I'm not a pedant with grammar or spelling. Let's see here. Oh, also the view count just dropped off by a lot. Okay, so why must the tools be on their own? Okay. Carniola equals Canada in Gatenerd's mind. Carniola. I don't know what that means. Let's see here. Let's do UN hitting the United States with a frying pan. Okay, so how am I gonna do that? Okay. It's gonna... Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'm gonna do color-wise for the eyes. That'll do. If I could just fill that in. Yeah, that'll do fine. And my brush keeps resetting. Yeah, my drawing program is just trying to fight me at every turn at this point. Which is great. Okay. Let me draw this pant first. Yeah, that'll do. And pull that in a little bit. I'm gonna color this just a very dark gray. And a slightly lighter dark gray. And let's do the 3 Gatenerd drawings on one stream. Yes. And thank you very much for being here. You do give good suggestions, I think. Let's see here. UN flag is a little bit of a pain. Let me draw the US flag first. Okay. Dokie. The good thing about drawing flags like in a weird position is that you don't have to worry about like the exact number of stripes and stuff. At least I don't. Because like the assumption is they're just on the other side of the ball. And throw those in. Okay, now the UN flag. The UN flag is an absolute pain to draw. But I'll do it. It's not too bad. Okay, now then. You need a center. And you actually need... How many lines is it? It's normally like 2 extra in here. Oh god, that looks awful. Okay. let's try this again, but okay. Start from the outside and go in. That'll help. Yeah, that helps quite a bit. Okay. Now then. You gotta sort of go from top to bottom, and then there's left to right, and then there's diagonals. You do 2 diagonals here and 1 there. Okay, so that is the basics of the UN flag. Then you just basically go in there and you draw to the best of your ability without really caring too much about where anything is. All this stuff. And then you fill it in. Okay. So I'm gonna call that good. If you squint, then you'll be fine. A lot of islands over there. There's a Greenland here somewhere. Greenland's kind of longer. Iceland's over there. Let's just draw a little bit of Europe, I suppose. And we'll call that okay. And then they got these leaves. Okay, the leaves are a massive pain. Hello. Okay. And okay. Okay, I have a plan for how to make this look less awful. No, I don't. Nope. Nope. I really screwed the pooch on that one. Okay, let me see here. Fingers crossed. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Okay. There we go. We'll call that good. I forgot stars in the US. Let's draw some stars. This I can do better. Okay. And what would one of my drawings be without shadows? No, let's just do 12. And okay. And let's go ahead and draw a little bit of shadow here. And some more shadow here. That good. And we need a big old flank. Or, I don't know, how am I going to write this? I'm going to draw this on a separate layer. New layer. And we will go ahead and do some okay. I don't know if that looks good. Make a U in Balsam. Huh. Okay. So I don't like the way those look. Let's go ahead and you know what? And let's do that. Okay. I forgot shadow here. No, it didn't. Why is the shadow gone? Oh, I know why. Okay, there we go. There's the final one. We did 3 art today. So let me do here. That one. This is draw 2. There's Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia doing some basketball. And new from school. Here's the first one. And I will have those sent over. What the next video is going to be. The next video is going to be an animation that Alpaca is working on very diligently. So it will be here pretty soon. Okay, so thank you everybody for showing up to the video. I will have these sent in the, I guess, live stream archive channel of the Discord if you'd want to take any of these images for any reason. But yeah, thanks. Had a good stream, and I will talk to you all next time. Adios.